Hey, Soul Survivors. So, we're going to talk about Ding Dong Dead and getting revenge on the narcissist, whether it's a good idea. So, first, we have to check why we want this revenge. Is it for self gratification? We don't want to change how people perceive us as like an evil or vindictive person. So, this Ding Dong Dead, I was just getting ready for work, watching the news, and they had talked about. I want to say he was 7 years old. A little boy, maybe he was 10, but a little boy who was ringing doorbells in the neighborhood, kind of that ding dong ditch, and it went wrong. So he goes up and rings the doorbell on this man's home, and it agitates the guy. So he ends up kind of chasing after the kid, shoots into the ground, and then as the kid was retreating, ends up unaliving the child. So I want to talk about the triggered state because that man, he was just doing his own thing, minding his own business, and he gets agitated by this child. So the mental state, if you are dealing with like an angry person, I'm assuming this guy had either some fear or some anger, and he reacted to that. So is it justified? That's up to the courts. But the triggered state, fight, flight, or fawn, he gets into this fight stage. And we don't know the internal struggles that the narcissist is going through, exactly how angry they would get. So if you think it's just kind of like a taste of their own medicine, something like that, and it kind of reminds me of when I was growing up with my brother. We would get little fights, not fights, but so if he ever hit me, I'd hit him back, and then he would pummel me. So was it worth hitting him back? I should have just either told my mom or retreated or whatever. There are times you pick your battles. So as far as how toxic and deadly it can get, is it worth that revenge? Also, your personality, how people are going to perceive you. So even if in your mind it's justified or teaching them a lesson, be really careful because that ding dong ditch thing that went completely wrong. So narcissists, if they're truly narcissists, sociopaths, psychopaths, um, it can get way out of hand, things that you wouldn't even imagine. Because when somebody's in that triggered state, sometimes they can black out. A lot of narcissists have addiction problems too, so they could be drunk, or in a different world. And then there was another video about a guy who was talking about this guy who was upset that his girlfriend cheated on him. And he ends up going to jail. I can't remember the story, but he goes to jail. It's like a year later after he gets out. So a lot of time has gone by. And he ends up unaliving his girlfriend, ex-girlfriend, years later. So even if you do this revenge thing, popping their tires, scratching their car, messing with their, shutting off their electricity, whatever the heck it would be really cautious. Remember the ding dong ditch. Remember the story about my brother and that guy who got arrested and put in jail, that when somebody's in a triggered state, anything can happen, and they're not going to fight fair. They're not going to stop and like, oh, okay, I get the lesson they're trying to teach me. So protect yourself, know which battles to fight, stay within the legal system. And something as silly as the ding dong ditch, ringing a doorbell can get somebody in such a triggered state. So I that guy was minding his own business. And, in the legal system, when you retreat, it's kind of like your safety net. So that kid should have been all right, because he was not a threat. That guy was not trying to save his life, self-protection. And also, if you guys have gone your separate ways and then you attack the narcissist with some kind of revenge, that under the legal system is not protecting yourself. That is not some, cause for the legal system to be on your side. Whether morally or karmically, it's justified. Protect yourself first and foremost. Just the best revenge, I always say, is just get on with your life, be the best version of you, and there's a whole world out there. Don't let that narcissist live rent free in your head anymore.